to endorse Deputy President William Ruto in his 2022 presidential bid. And as David Muthoka reports, the race to State House has gained momentum, with other presidential aspirants hitting the ground running.
Following a two-day crisis meeting held in Nanyuki, Laikipia County, the more than 50 MPs and senators drawn from all 11 Mount Kenya counties officially threw their weight behind Deputy President William Ruto's bid to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta with less than 11 months to the next general elections. Speaking after a closed-door meeting, the leaders allied to DP William Ruto affirmed that Mount Kenya is rock solid behind the second in command, who is seeking to occupy the house on the hill using the UDA party as his vehicle. According to the leaders, Ruto is the right candidate for the job, allaying fears that there are cracks in the mountain.
That after a rigorous process of examining who we can work with and support for the position of president next year, we have elected to support His Excellency William Ruto. Two, that we will support William Ruto through the UDA party.
The emergence of new political parties in Mount Kenya, which have been seen as likely dents in Ruto's quest to cement his grip on Mount Kenya, was also top on the agenda amid mixed reactions over whether the grassroots parties should fold to form a coalition. The leaders did not rule out likely realignments in the region in the run-up to the polls next year.
Our focus is on the ordinary people, and anyone who is speaking the language of the ordinary people is not our adversary, is our partner.
And with the selection of Ruto's running mate proving to be an excruciating headache for the DP camp, and amid fears that a fallout is inevitable once a number two has been picked, the leaders revealed that plans to hammer out a deal among those interested have kicked off.
Issue of a running mate and the region where the running mate will come from is not a priority to the people of Kenya at this point. However, this being a political process, as I have said in my remarks, my colleagues and I have had an initial discussion on the framework for engagement. And that framework of engagement, at the top of it, are the priorities of the people we represent.
And while this comes at a time when the DP's hustler narrative was put to question after Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i lifted the lead on Ruto's vast wealth, the Ruto allied leaders stated that the hustler campaign and the bottom-up agenda remained their priority ahead of the polls.
We as the leaders from Mount Kenya want to be at the forefront in the championing a new Kenya where political competition will not be based on regional, ethnic, or sectarian parties, but on a national platform.
The next political discussion must be on economy. Yes. Underline economy. We have since engaged experts at different levels, and we have come up with an economic blueprint upon which we want to prosecute our political engagement with our candidate of choice going into the next general election.
Meanwhile, businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, who is also eyeing the presidency, pitched camp in the eastern side of Mount Kenya, where he launched a charm offensive on Embu residents.
Ni wakati wa economic revolution. Hii ndio ukurasa wa tatu wa nchi hii. Economic revolution.
This as ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi reiterated that he will be on the ballot next year, allaying fears of dropping out of the race. Mudavadi, Wiper boss Kalonzo Musyoka, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula and KANU's Gideon Moi are yet to pick a flag bearer among themselves after unveiling the One Kenya Alliance as their vehicle of choice to State House.
We may be tempted. Watu wanajaribu kutusukuma hapa na pale. Wengine wanaweka kwa newspapers na kwa mitandao kwamba imeamuriwa. Ndugu, it is not over until it is over. and it will be over baada ya Wakenya kupiga kura in 2022.
Mudavadi was attending a burial in Nyandarua County, where he also led a fundraiser at St. Cecilia Catholic Church. David Mudhoka, TV 47.